Hi there, welcome to Yoga with Rachel, and also welcome to your yoga practice for stress and anxiety relief. So today's flow is going to be super nurturing, loving, supportive, and we will be staying very low to the ground today. I invite you to just come as you are, no matter what is going on, just permission to come exactly as you are today. And use this time on your mat to check in with yourself, your body, your breath, your thought patterns. Just use this time for you and know that this time will be valuable. I invite you to bring a blanket or a pillow with you to your space. And without further ado, let's get started. We begin our practice on our backs. Take your time getting there. Whenever you arrive there, I invite you to take a full body stretch. So sending your arms to the sky and then back and past your head. Spread your fingers wide as well as your toes. Maybe you play around with pointing your toes away from your body and then flexing through your feet so that way your toes point towards the sky. All right, find stillness as you lower your hands to your sides. Hug your right knee in towards your chest while keeping your left leg extended. Your hands gently take hold of your right shin. Play around with sending your breath down to your belly. Perhaps you can feel your belly connect with your right thigh as you do this. Soften through your face and create some space between your ears and your shoulders. Breathe here. All right, bend at your left knee so that way the sole of your foot is resting on the earth. Slowly begin to draw your right knee towards your right armpit chest area, creating a sweet opening in the right hip. You can place your left hand on your left thigh or on the earth at your side. Breathe into the areas where you feel the stretch taking place. Great. Draw your right knee back to center and then send your right leg out long as you hug your left knee in towards your chest. Use your breath to soften any areas of tightness or tension. Bend at your right knee and then place the sole of your right foot on your mat. Slowly begin to open your left knee off to the side towards your left armpit. You can place your right hand on your right thigh or at your side. Perhaps you close your eyes as you breathe here. Wonderful. Draw your left knee back in towards your chest, and now hug both knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins to give yourself a loving hug. There is an option to find a gentle rock from side to side as you massage your back body. Or you can connect to your center, lifting your shoulders and head away from the earth as you bring your nose towards your knees, lighting a fire in your core, in your center. I invite you to play around with softening through your facial and neck muscles as you breathe deeply here. Gorgeous. Lower your head and shoulders back to the earth. Place your hands on your kneecaps as you direct your knees so that way they are stacked over your hip points. begin to move your knees in a slow circle. Now take your circle in the opposite direction. Keep your breath flowing as you move. The breath keeps things moving and flowing in a way that serves us both on and off of the mat. All right, find stillness. Release the soles of your feet to the earth. Your arms can rest at your sides for the moment. Walk your feet towards the long edges of your yoga mat. Allow your toes to turn out slightly and then your heels turn in. Your knees should be stacked over your ankles. So keep your arms at your sides, but do leave some space between your arms and your torso, and then flip your palms to face up towards the sky. As you breathe in, press the soles of your feet into the earth as you slowly begin to peel your tailbone away from the earth, lifting your hip points towards the sky. Lift your chest towards your chin and then your chin towards the sky. So that way we are creating a little bit of space between the chest and the chin. Can you feel that sweet opening in your hip flexors and across your chest? Take a loving breath in, and then on the breath out, a slow descent. Your spine makes contact with the earth. On your next breath in, we start with the tailbone, lifting the tailbone away from the earth. Your mid-back lifts away, hip points reach upwards. So bridge pose is a really gentle inversion. Keeping the head below the heart can be very soothing for the nervous system. Breathe in here. Breathe out to begin your slow descent, taking note of your spine connecting with the earth as you lower and release. It's like giving your spine a gentle massage. All right, sweet friends, so we are going to make our way to all fours. So now I invite you to hug your knees in towards your chest, and then gently melt your knees over to one side. Use your bottom arm as a pillow for your head, and then perhaps you even play around with bringing your knees even closer towards your chest. In doing so, we create some lovely curvature throughout the spine. Fetal position can be a comforting posture to explore when we find ourselves feeling stressed or anxious. I invite you to close your eyes here and take a few breath cycles on your own time. All right, allow your top hand to press into the earth to help you come to a seat on your mat. And now make your way to all fours. When you arrive there, stack your wrists so that way they are underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers, elbow creases shine forward, and press away from your yoga mat. Knees underneath your hip points to start. And now walk your big toes together and then create some space between your knees so that way your knees are no longer underneath your hip points. On your next breath in, slowly reach your tailbone towards the sky, belly reaches towards the earth, chest shines forward, and find a gentle lift in your chin. Breathe out to drop your chin towards your chest, and then slowly begin to round through your spine, tailbone tucks under. Breathe in to open on up through your front body, perhaps finding some gentle movement with your neck as well. Breathe out to round through your spine, creating space throughout your back body. I invite you to close your eyes as you move slowly between cat and cow pose. As you move, I invite you to turn your attention to your spine. Perhaps visualize the spine as it moves. Sometimes the spine can feel like it's one moving piece, especially if it is feeling rather stiff. But perhaps as you move, you begin to notice some fluidity there. All right, I invite you to explore finding stillness, a neutral spine. Keep your hands where they are as you send your hips back towards your heels. Breathe in here. Breathe out to melt your chest towards the earth. Your hands may start to slide forward in response to this action, and then slowly release your forehead to the earth. Extended child's pose. Permission to use props here to offer support in this posture. Or perhaps you lay on your back with your knees hugged in towards your chest if that feels better. As you breathe here, I invite you to notice the movement taking place throughout your entire torso. Your belly, chest, side body, and back body. Simply notice the breath moving you here. So there is an option to stay here, or you can lift your head away from your mat as you begin to walk your hands towards the left side of your mat to explore a side body stretch. Release your forehead back to your mat and then breathe deeply here. Okay, walk your hands back through center before walking your hands towards the right side of your mat and maybe even slightly off of your yoga mat. Wherever you land, breathe deeply. Walk your hands back through center so that way your hands are reaching forward once again. Breathe in, and then on your breath out, press into all that is touching the earth to help you come to all fours once again. Swing your legs to one side and then make your way to a seat on your mat. Place your hands on the earth at your sides and then place your feet on your mat, creating space between your feet, and then allow your toes to turn out slightly. Melt your knees to the right, allowing the soles of your feet to lift away from your mat. Lift your sternum, drawing your shoulder blades closer together. Breathe in here, and then breathe out to melt your knees over to the left. Hang out here for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out to lift your knees away from the ground, and then send your legs out long on your mat. Walk your feet so that way they're about hip distance apart. Toes point towards the sky. Hands rest by your hips, fingertips on the earth or palms, yogi's choice. Explore finding length through your low back by rocking your pelvis forward. Explore a gentle lift in your heart space, and then tuck in your chin ever so slightly. Close your eyes and take a couple of breath cycles here. permission to keep your eyes closed here. On your next breath in, slowly lift your hands towards the sky. And then as you breathe out, begin to fold forward, your torso moving closer towards your thighs. Permission to really bend at your knees to allow your belly to rest on the tops of your thighs. Bow your head as your hands take hold of your feet, ankles, or shins. Come to a place of comfort and ease. Seated forward folds give us the opportunity to turn our attention inward, helping us remain present in the here and now. So you can either explore stillness, or you can find a gentle sway from side to side. Breathe in. Breathe out to very slowly roll up through the staircase of your spine. All right, hug your right knee in towards your chest and then open your right knee off to the side. Feel free to place a pillow or a blanket under your right thigh and knee for extra support. Your feet remain bright and active here. Breathe in to send your hands to the sky, and then breathe on out to explore a spinal twist to your right. Gently place your left hand on your right thigh, and then your right fingertips rest on the earth. Breathe in. Breathe out to journey into your twist. Look past your right shoulder. Imagine wringing out anything that is just not serving you well in this gentle twist. The breath cleansing and releasing that which does not serve. Breathe in here, and then breathe on out to unravel, facing forward. Lift your right knee away from the earth, and then send your right leg out long on your mat. Hug your left knee in, and then open your left knee towards the left side. As you breathe in, take up space as you send your hands up and overhead. Breathe out to explore your spinal twist on the left side. Breathe in to lift your heart, and then on the breath out, journey into your twist. Look past your left shoulder if that feels good. So just as we were doing at the beginning of today's practice, I invite you to play around with directing your breath downwards. Breathe in, and then breathe out to slowly unravel, facing forward. Bring both legs in now, knees pointing upwards. We are going to lay on our backs once again. Before heading to the ground, I encourage you to create a blanket roll, so rolling your blanket lengthwise. You want to make sure that your blanket roll will be able to support the entire length of your spine and your head. You could also use a pillow instead. Once again, you want to make sure that your spine and head are fully supported by whatever item you decide to use. Another option is to place your pillow or your blanket roll under the backs of your knees. So there are a few options that you can explore. I am going to place my blanket roll vertically on my mat right by my tailbone, and then lower down onto the forearms, and then eventually onto the back body. Make any adjustments to your item to ensure that your head is supported. If you are craving a lovely hip opener, I invite you to walk your feet together. The soles of your feet connect, and then allow your knees to fall open like a book. Another option is to walk your feet towards the long edges of your mat, toes turning out slightly, and then allow your knees to fall in and connect. A little internal rotation in the hips. Arms can rest at your sides, or your hands can rest on your rib cage. I want to give you different options here, as this will be our final resting posture for our practice. So get comfy and cozy. Take a slow breath in through your nose, and then breathe out through your nose or your mouth. Close your eyes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Allow the breath to flow through you here. The breath can create space for that which serves. The breath can serve as a reset, telling our mind and body that it's time to slow our roll, to press pause, and let go. Allow your breath to flow through you, filling you with warmth and love. All right, I invite you to find some gentle movement with your fingers and your toes. If you are in a hip opener, bring your fingers to the outer edges of your thighs and then close your legs. Melt your legs over to one side, and then very slowly make your way off of your blanket roll or your pillow, and then come to a seat on your mat. Whenever you arrive there, find a comfortable seat of your choice. Begin to rub your hands together, creating warmth between your hands. And now place your hands on your heart space as you bow your head. Notice how you feel as you hold yourself here. Breathe in, breathe out. I invite you to return to this practice whenever you feel it will best serve you. Remember, the tools of yoga are here to offer you love and support, no matter how you feel or whatever is going on in your life. Sending so much love, light, and gratitude to you, dear friend. Take care. Namaste.